Good afternoon and welcome to a rather breezy day in the South Lakes. Ah look, a hybrid, the MG HS PHEV. Now we've already driven the petrol, but now we've got the hybrid. I think it's time to go on a proper road trip. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. The first time we saw this particular gen was at Goodwood last year, where it launched. Now we drove the petrol down to Birmingham and it was, well, it absolutely amazed most of you because you couldn't believe that I could get 62 mpg, which, in a word, I couldn't believe it either. However, with this, because it's the PHEV system, we expect to be getting, well, closer to 90. I think last time I had one, it was well over 100. And even if we don't have battery all the time, we'll still get around 50 to the gallon, I expect. But I'm perfectly fine with that because it's a damn good SUV to drive. And as you know from last time, it's on a completely new platform and it's got a reworked 1.5 engine. Now, because it's the PHEV, you also get an electric motor and a decent sized battery. I think it's something like 24.7 kilowatt and gives you a range of around 70 miles of pure electric. So in a word, this ticks numerous boxes for our road trip. Now here's a quick itinerary of where we're heading. Now our first port of call is Leicester, where we get to stay with the Voco Hotel and the Isuzu team, because next morning we get to try the new D-Max. When it gets to around lunchtime, we'll then jump in the HS and head down, I think it's the M5, towards Malmesbury, so the Cotswolds, and then we get to experience the brand new KGM Action. So yes, it's going to be one heck of a journey. So by the end of it, we will have covered anything from 600 to 700 miles. If you've not driven new HS yet, you really should. On that note, I think I'll have a quick walk round and highlight some of the features. We'll look at some of the design language and how it's changed, because it has really excelled since the previous gen. The thing that still staggers me about HS is the value that it represents. For example, you can pick up the petrol in an SE for just under 25,000. Uprate that to the trophy and you're talking 27.5. Once again, you can get the SE or the trophy. Now ours, the trophy, retails for 33,995. Now I don't think that's a lot of money for an SUV of this size with all its safety, convenience and more so a pure electric range. Yes, you've probably noticed the elephant in the room. No panoramic. I can kind of see why they did it. Weight, price, etc. But no, I do like a panoramic because it's a hybrid. We're not going to use the electric range. What I'll do is travel in HEV mode. That way it will use the battery to eke out and make it more efficient. So when I back off, I'll be able to recharge the battery. And it's amazing how well that system works. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is an auto and a manual, but not on the PHEV. As we've established, it's now on a new platform. It's actually longer and wider than the previous gen, and about 3 centimetres lower too. Everything's been slimmed out. Now the previous gen, it was a good looking SUV, but this, it's next level. And when I got behind the wheel, I could tell it was essentially a new vehicle. The way it held the road, it felt glued down, and it wasn't just the MG Pilot. You could tell it was certainly tuned for UK roads, but the platform somehow added more weight to it, which is quite random considering it was a petrol. If it was an EV, that would come with the territory, but not with a normal ICE vehicle. And then the fact that we got to drive it another 200 miles just reaffirmed that throughout the whole journey. Now MG have always had it down when it comes to safety and convenience. MG Pilot, everything from sensors to cameras to mitigation systems and everything in between. Cross traffic alert, blind spot detection, emergency braking, even steering mitigation. In a word, it's economical, it's practical, and it's perfect for the family. It's not just the exterior that's changed. Oh, by the way, these are LED lights and are automatic with high beam assist. You've got keyless entry, and ours has even got side steps. No, it's a lovely SUV and very well appointed. Soft materials everywhere. Comfortable buckety seats and fully electric with lumbar. I've even got height adjustment. Dual screens, and it's responsive, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can quite easily connect Waze if that's your preference, but if you do go for this system, then you can have your navigation on the left hand side. Solid, and look, memory function in my seat. Flat bottom steering wheel, decent visibility, even the side windows. No grab handle, but the rest of the car has them. And even the armrest, at a push, is wide enough for 2 of you. Wireless charging pad, USBs, electronic handbrake, physical button for your demisters, your hazards, and your fan on and off. and home, which makes it far easier. Stop, start. Even this bit is padded, so when your knee's touching it, it's comfortable. It's just well appointed. And the new design really works with it. It's far more modern, far more new MG, which it needs to be. Yes, panoramic, I do miss it massively, but it's nice to have a light headliner. Now, it's not the most premium sound system, but it does sound good. I'd prefer a little more bass, but that's me. No, it's roomy, and after our experience when we went to Birmingham in the petrol, I expect it's going to be a very comfortable drive down to Leicester and then to the Cotswolds. Because it's longer and wider, it's made even the rear cabin far more spacious. Pull down armrests and seats that match the front. The same with the door cards. More soft materials too. Padded. The thing is, no heated seats. That's one omission that I would like. Also, these won't slide back and forth, but you can recline. Isofixes, airbags, and lots of space down here, including, I think, yes, USB. Got lights in the rear. It's a handsome SUV, and from the side profile, you can see how much more sleek it is. Almost an SUV coupe type look. And as you noticed, headroom in the back isn't affected in the slightest. Nice sporty wheels, space in the arches, and doors that cover the sills. Sadly, there is no all-wheel drive model, but even in the two-wheel drive, it's still possible to get into campsites, etc. LED rear lights, and just look at the light bar. That really makes it. Saying that, the curvature and the flared haunches. Something about HS, but that's not surprising if you look at how well these sell. I think they're the top-selling vehicle from MG. But what you get for the money, it's not surprising. People go on about road noise, etc. Well, you'll see, using our brand new Rode mics, it's not half as bad as people seem to mention. And I have no clue why they're saying it, even with the bigger wheels. Well, by the way, you've got reversing camera and parking sensors. Decent space, pull out load cover, and if we lift the floor, place for your charger, and extra storage. Oh, an inflation kit back there. Nice boot light and extra storage. May not be the biggest boot, but it's pretty good for its size. And it'll allow you to go on a family holiday and stuff, what, maybe 2 months worth of shopping in there. Nice that I can virtually stand under here as well. Let's take a look under the bonnet. The release is here. This is also where you release the petrol cap. You can also adjust your lights down there. On this side you put petrol in, on the other side is where you charge it. Charging takes, I think it's about 4.5 hours for a full charge. No release and struts. Very nice. Look, proper 1.5 petrol engine with the turbo removed. However, the electric motor means it can pull 0 to 60 in around 6.6 seconds. Yeah, it can shift this, especially for its size. I think the petrol's closer to 9 seconds, so fair bit of difference. Easy to see where you top up your fluids. On that note, we better get ready to set off. See you in a moment. Look at that.
Gives you an idea that you've actually got 120 centimetres before there's any chance of a collision. So, oh, we're steaming up. Let's see what the fan's going to do. So just press that button.
Turn right.
Look how quickly that's cleared.
So yes, it's told me that I'm doing over 20 miles an hour. I'm doing 21. The thing is, it beeped, and then that's it. So it doesn't.
Nag.
Yeah, in a word.
It's not a Agatha Christie.
And you can go into here and disable bits and bats as well. Yes, there is a bit of road noise, but look at the state of the road. This feels so different to the previous gen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing how this drives in comparison to the last one. Now, don't get me wrong, the last one wasn't bad. It's only when you get behind the wheel of this, you realise how much and what's changed.
Well, it's the next gen, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's on a completely new platform.
I really love the HS.
Turn right.
We're clear on the
Turn
left.
right.
And now we get a chance to drive a plug-in, which is considerably quicker. However, we are going to be doing around 600 miles. And it says here we've got a 600-mile tank. I'm going to see if I can stick to that. Now, if you know me by now, you'll know that's not likely to happen. But I'm going to try my damnedest.
Yeah.
It's quieting down now we're on these little, well, better kept B roads, isn't it?
Yeah. That was another thing I noticed when I was driving it. The refinement has been improved as well.
Oh, massively. It feels like a totally different vehicle. It's very well set up. The earlier gen used to list, you know, a bit like a boat going around bends. This doesn't.
No.
There's not a hint of it. It's comfortable, pliable suspension. But it holds the road like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. You let off the accelerator,
Yeah.
and you just feel the regen go. You can slow down a little bit. And it's fully kitted out, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What you get for the money is pretty damn good, isn't it? That's it. MG are going from strength to strength, year after year.
It was like when we saw the MG4, we were like, wow.
Yeah. Well, they released, what was it, 6 models last year?
Yeah.
And we got to drive 3 or 4 of them
Yeah,
at
we
least,
did.
and
Attend launches and events for them, yes.
as well as go
There's
to Goodwood and
There's
see
the
this
itinerary.
in the metal for the first time.
It's really lovely.
And we got
be
to go
part of
down
that,
in an MG3 as well.
Yeah. Talk about double whammy. We were so proud, weren't we? We were like, yay!
Well, that's it. We started our journey at the same time as MG. According to this, no electric miles left. It still has enough power to drop into electric mode for things like junctions. It'll even run in electric for little bits. But when you've got a full charge, it's amazing how much it stretches that economy.
Okay, we're nearly at the junction to get onto the M6, so why don't we do a quick range check?
Okie dokie. 587 miles left in the tank. And we've done, what would be 5?
Yeah, 5, 6. And at the
Mind
moment,
you, I have been having a bit of a blast under the cracks.
well, exactly. You're going to start testing the limits the way I did when I drove it. Now, we've got at the moment we've got 157 miles to go.
See, it's not that far, is it?
No. So it's going to be interesting to see where we're at when we get to our destination.
Oh, 12:30. That's not so bad, is it?
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, what was it? Oh, was it? It
As
wasn't.
long as the motorway isn't shut at 27
He
points.
read my mind. I was about to say, do you remember that last journey back when we had diversion upon diversion and all of the motorway was shut? And we were supposed to be home at just before 11 o'clock and it was nearer 3 o'clock when we got home.
I know. Hope we don't meet that tonight.
No. We're envisioning a nice, safe, serene, fast.
Clear. The
Yeah,
key word is
it's
clear.
with the roads clear.
Look at the cluster. See, this is how you can tell it's changed. Because that had analog clocks, didn't it? And a screen in the middle.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just very modern. But they've still left proper buttons as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
I do
you
like that, yeah.
Well, you do have to use the heaters, etc. through that, but you kind of get used to it, don't you? I do like the way that you can see all your information at a glance. So you can see how much range you've got, you can see what regen mode you're in, you can see how many miles of electric you've got. And if you back off the accelerator, it'll go into a minus figure. You can see it's regenning.
Very smart.
At the roundabout.
But as it stands, what you've got is clear, concise, easy to read. Gives you all the information you
You
need.
hear it.
Yep.
So now, if you look at the screen as well, we can see the bus in front of us. This road will be closed 27th to the 28th of January. It's a step up. It's also, it feels more premium, doesn't it?
Yes.
The roundabout.
Yeah, like we were saying, it's more than just like tweaks and amendments and
Oh, yeah.
upgrades. It's
Whole new
next
shebang.
gen, yes.
Whoa. See, it didn't even take that badly. And this is one.
I actually, yeah, you're right. I
Very
kind of,
bad.
yeah, I kind of heard it more than felt it.
It's Johnny M6. Okay.
One of Ben's favourite parts.
We'll have to try and find sport. Brake horsepower, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a nice pull, isn't it?
Yeah. I keep going back to that word smooth, but it really is.
Yeah. Age
Feel.
adaptive.
Mm.
Just progressive, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that's another thing that you'll always get with MG. For them, safety, there's no compromise. You get the same safety package, whether you've got the SE or the Trophy. So you never need to worry about it.
Also, things like the road sign recognition aren't messing things up. It seems to just read what's in front of it. Unlike other manufacturers that pick up 20 miles an hour and over there in a field 3 miles away.
Yeah. Their roadside recognition is very robust, isn't it?
The whole system just works extremely well. If you've noticed as well, the transition's seamless. You can't even tell when it goes from electric to petrol. Yeah, okay, so the sound has ramped up in the cabin, But I dread to think how long this chunk of motorway has been down. A bit further down here, it'll go whisper quiet, won't it?
It's amazing how different it is. Which is why we're keeping it like an eye out for it now, aren't we?
Yeah. There we go.
And check that out, Ben. Just press record so that we can hear how quiet it is. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, that's fine. We'll hear a slight bit of wind off the mirrors. Our economy, because we're at higher motorway speeds, because people are booming along here, mind you, it is at night, we're getting around 45 to the gallon.
And it wouldn't be a road trip for us if there wasn't roadworks. But I think that's the same for everybody nowadays, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Is that an HS?
Oh, I don't know. It might be. Yeah,
I think it is.
I think it is.
It's strange, actually, to see a motorway that's lit.
You know what? I wish they were all lit at night now.
Well, it's
I
all
really
about,
do.
saving energy and such, isn't it?
Yes, but you can put the low energy LED lights in, so it's not really that much of a problem.
So travelling at around 73 miles an hour, we're getting anything from 47 down to about 44 to the gallon, which I don't think is particularly bad.
Not at all.
It reflects pretty much what we experienced in the petrol, if you think about it.
It does, yeah. And
When
the
we were
thing
at
is,
50, 60.
the wind has actually picked up because, again, there's another storm on the way.
You can't tell through the vehicle.
That's it,
can you?
exactly, and that's what I was going to say. But the refinement means it's just not a problem.
Well, it feels so well planted. You can tell it's a weightier platform. It's also, the suspension's been changed and all types of things. It's completely different. Even in the looks, when you can tell, the styling, everything is completely different.
Now, they certainly know what they're doing, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, MG are just going from strength to strength in this country. And it's not just here, is it? It's pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. I think it's time for a sweetie. New tarmac. There's nothing quite like it.
It's amazing how quiet it is. I mean, we've not had the radio on either, have we? I mean, listen to the difference. The transition's like... We came here the other day, didn't we?
Oh, of course we did.
Yeah. There's no way the previous HS was this quiet on these roads. Oh, look, we've got rid of the hard shoulder as well. Another wise move. Oh, look, stealths again. This is ridiculous. The thing is, in 70 miles an hour, you barely feel like you're moving. It reminds me of my old Mercs in that way. Yeah, it feels... Is it more substantial, more to it? You can tell the platform has...
Evolved.
It's not just evolved, it's really lifted the motor.
Yeah.
Like, massively.
Talking about massive, look how much space we've got in this cabin. I know it's a bit dark, but still, honestly.
I know, it's roomy.
That's it, loads of room. Yeah, lots of storage. The creature comforts are there. We were saying about the climate control.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you access it through the infotainment screen, if you want to go into a deeper dive, you can still turn it on and off using the switch. Everything's in easy reach. Actually, should we do a range check? Because we've got just over 100 miles, well, 104 to go.
Well, interestingly, we've gained 6 miles back on our EV battery. From me just like regenning normally, because I've not been going out of my way to do it. So that makes this more economical. There's no way I've been encouraging it. I've just been driving normally.
Yeah. North Wales. Top of the homeland.
Side winds ahoy. But like you mentioned before, MG Pilot on this, it's not even that bad if you try and change lanes without indicating. It'll warn you and it'll flash and beep, but it's not as aggressive as some. But the thing is, if you indicate, then you'll completely override that anyway. We're just about to head over Thirlwall, aren't we? What do you reckon the side winds will be like?
As always, they're going to be choppy.
AMG dealer.
Wall of Thel.
Well, it's still travelling at motorway speeds, so it can't be that bad. But no, I feel nothing. It's just glued to the road. The other thing with the PHEV is we've got more power. I mean, the petrol was pretty quick, but with this, you've got considerably more brake horsepower and an acceleration that will just keep giving quite literally, because of that electric motor and petrol engine. And auto box as well. So we've gone over it, haven't even noticed.
Yeah, exactly that.
What I've noticed in comparison to this, to the previous gen, and I presume it's a similar PHEV system, but this seems to recoup easier, or more so. We've now gained 8 miles by driving normally on the M6, which will then put into economy. I'm going to reset it in a bit and see what kind of MPG we can get. And as you know, well, at least on the previous gen, when you were travelling at motorway speeds, it didn't really help your economy. It's only when you slowed down. So we'll test that thoroughly tomorrow.
The HS has driving modes. Now the only way to access it is through the infotainment screen, and don't worry, even if you're on your Waze on your Apple CarPlay, it's really quick and easy to get back to it. You just go
Let me stop you there a second. You could map it to your favourites on your steering wheel.
see, that's always a nice touch from MG.
It is.
And they've got your driving modes: comfort, normal, and sport.
And your regen and power source.
Yeah.